Hello everybody, this is Brian Seymour. I am the Director of Instructional Technology for Pickerington Local School District. I am also the Pickerington Local School District Testing Coordinator. I'd like to take a few minutes today to talk to you about the junior high school's next generation assessment calendar, which will be our testing calendar starting up in February. So a couple of bits and pieces of information for you. Our 7th grade students will be taking assessments in English Language Arts and in mathematics. Our 8th grade students will be taking assessments in English Language Arts, mathematics, and science. Now, those of our junior high students that are taking high school level courses, Algebra 1, Geometry, and Integrated Science, they will take the assessment for the course that they are enrolled in. So let's take, for example, if I am an 8th grade student and I am taking Integrated Science, I am going to take the Integrated Science Next Generation Assessment, not the 8th grade Next Generation Assessment. Okay? So the students will be placed into the proper test for the proper course of what it is that they're taking. Now also for those students that are taking high school level courses in the junior high, those high school level assessments that are taken in junior high will count towards the graduation requirements for the class of 2018 and beyond. So those of our students that are currently 7th and 8th graders that are taking Algebra 1, Geometry, and Integrated Science, these courses count for the points that they need to earn for the graduation requirements. Okay? If you'd like some more information on that, please take a look at the junior high portion of the download documents, the junior high calendar. There is a link on there that sends you to Ohio Department of Education's website that will talk more about the graduation requirements and how that system is going to work. It is different, obviously, since we're not using the OGTs anymore. So a couple of changes with the next generation assessments. The first thing that you'll notice is gone are the days of paper and pencil. These assessments are going to be taken online through district-owned iPads. The students will have access to those and a physical keyboard. The other part that is different is that the next generation assessments are divided up into 2 sections. One of the sections is given about 75% of the way through the school year, and the other section is given about 90% of the way through the school year. So our first section is what's known as Performance-Based Assessment, or PBA, and it mostly has extended response type questions, longer questions that kids may have to type out. There will still be some multiple choice questions, there'll still be some other types of questions, but the majority of them will be extended response questions. The second section, which will be given about 90% of the way through the school year, will be the end of year assessment, which will mostly include multiple choice questions, short answer questions, graphical response questions, and simulations. The performance-based assessment will be given sometime between February and March, and they'll be hand scored by evaluators, very similar to the way that the OAAs have been done in the past. The end-of-year assessments will be given in a time frame between April and May, and they will mostly be scored by a computer. So let's take a few minutes to look through the 2 different sections calendars of students, what days each student will be testing, and what they'll be taking that assessment on. So here's the calendar for the performance-based assessments. So with the junior highs, we're going to start on Wednesday, February 18th. With English Language Arts grade 7, section number 1, and they'll have 75 minutes for testing. Thursday, English Language Arts grade 7, section 2, and Friday, February 20th, grade 7, section number 3. Now this is also a change from the OAAs. The OAAs were you took 1 English test and you sat down for 2.5 hours. They've broken this apart so that way we can concentrate on specific things during each one of these sections. So for example, section number 1 is going to focus mostly on literacy. Section number 2 is going to focus on reading and comprehension. And section number 3 is mostly going to focus on writing effectively when using and analyzing sources. Now you'll also notice that there's a testing time column there. That is the testing time for a typical kid, and yes, it is timed. So once 75 minutes runs out, the test is done. Now, for those of you that have students that have an IEP, have a 504 plan, or have an ELL plan that has extended time as an accommodation, your student will get that extended time as per their IEP or per their plan. Okay. So we'll come back from the weekend, and we're going to do the same thing with grade 8 English Language Arts. And you'll see there, once again, Section 1, Section 2, and Section 3. Then on Thursday, February 26th, we'll start to get into math. And what we're going to do here to minimize the number of days that we're testing is we're going to combine mathematics grade 7 and geometry. So some rooms will have 7th graders testing, some rooms will have the 8th graders in geometry testing. Okay? So students will not take both tests, they'll take one or the other in whatever course it is that we're in. We're just able to do both sections at the same on the same day. And then same thing, Friday, February 27th, we're going to come back with grade 7 mathematics section 2 and geometry section number 2. Monday, March 2nd, mathematics grade 8 section number 1, algebra 1 section 1. So once again, students will not take both of those, they'll take one or the other, whichever course they're in. And then Tuesday, March 3rd, they'll come back and take section number 2. And then lastly, on Friday, March 6th, those 8th graders will take either grade 8 science or they'll take the integrated science with whatever course it is that they're currently in. All right, so if we take a look at number of days, if we take a look at number of days here, we now have 7th graders are testing for 5 days. 8th graders are going to test for a few more. And once again, it has to do with what section they're in. So really, they're only going to be testing for the 3 language arts, 2 mathematics, and a science, so 6 days. All right, so then we're going to take a little bit of a break, and we're going to go a little bit more with instruction, and we're going to start up with the end-of-year assessments about 90% of the way through. So with this, we're now looking at Tuesday, April 21st, and Wednesday, April 22nd for 7th grade English Language Arts. At this point in time, they're only going to have 2 sections, not 3 like they did with the PBA. Thursday, April 23rd, and Friday, April 24th are the 2 grade 8 English Language Arts sections. Monday and Tuesday, April 28th, grade 7 mathematics and geometry. Once again, they're taking whichever course they're in. And then Wednesday and Thursday, April 30th, they're either going to take mathematics grade 8 or algebra 1. Okay. And then coming back to Friday, May 5th, they're going to take the science, either grade 8 or integrated science. So if we look at number of days of testing, 7th graders will take 4. And your English Language Arts, or your 8th graders, will take, once again, the 2 days there for English Language Arts, 2 days of math, and 1 day of science, which will be a total of 5 days. Now the algebra courses are blended, so there is some 7th and some 8th graders that are in there, so those will kind of change as well. But once again, the mathematics and the science, whatever course they are enrolled in, is the test that they'll actually take. So yes, we understand that these are different than the OAAs. We understand that yes, parents are going to have some questions, and we are anticipating taking lots of questions over the next couple of weeks. Please, if you have any questions, it's recommended that you first start out with your child's building principal. And as you go from there, the questions will be sent up to the district office, and we will be creating an FAQ section on the website. So we encourage you to check back on the website and see what types of questions are being asked, and answers back to those types of questions. There are also on the website, there are numerous links to practice questions, practice tests, so you and your students can see what these are. Questions are like. Teachers are using these in the classroom every single day. There's also a couple other document pieces that are on there as well. So I thank you for your time and listening to this, and once again, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask, and we'll do our best to get answers back to you in a timely fashion. So thank you very much.